Sparking Conversations, episode 4. And we're going to talk about Theta today and do a deep dive on Theta. Everybody seems to be talking about Theta right now, but everybody's talking about the price. We're going to talk about what Theta does and talk about why that's important and what we think it's going to do long term. Before we get started, we want to tell you about our Voyager referral links. Our referral link is MEHSR8. If you sign up for Voyager and you use our link, you get $25 in free Bitcoin, and we do too. When you spend $100 on something, that worked for me when I transferred something in as well. So you might not actually have to spend out USD to do that. But we appreciate if you use our links. We're actually giving that back to you guys. We're doing $100, 100 fiat dollars worth of Bitcoin giveaway when we hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, and that's coming a lot faster than we thought. We're up to 70 right now, so I expect that'll be soon. So Theta, I've been cramming a little bit this week. You wanna give the beginning pitch on Theta?
Sure. How do you like my new set, man?
You look like a movie star, Jim.
Right? Last guy
Yeah.
moved to Texas or something, so got it cheap.
You're Jim Rogan.
Jim Rogan.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'll go right to the
Theta is, so I've been doing a little bit of research. It's basically a content delivery network, right? Otherwise known as a CDN.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, yeah.
You see what's on screen?
Yeah.
Perfect. Basically, what Theta I've been kind of really digging into it for 6 months or so now, and I had a lot of belief in it because they got so many partnerships and there's just so much going on, and you get a lot of projects in the crypto that it's just junk or spam, or they don't really solve a problem. You know what I mean? This
Right.
clearly solves a problem, and they got a lot of people on board. Basically, what it is decentralizing internet, like broadband. You know, they figured a way to do that, and actually just this weekend or this past week they got granted two US patents just last week, and that's a big thing. You know, they're doing things that other blockchains and other coins ain't doing. You know what I mean? And it shows.
So my understanding is basically they're going to take broadband that I'm not using at peak hours, my broadband, and lend it to other people. Right.
Yep.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, but they're going to pay me for doing that, right?
Eventually, yeah, they're going to pay on what they call T-Fuel, which would be like the utility token off from the Theta. See, as it is right now, this is kind of like the way that broadband and viewer streaming platforms are right now. It's really centralized. You get from a content creator, goes to the video platform. It's pretty centralized, and then each time somebody's streaming that, it's they're shooting it out from their servers. You know, so what they're gonna do is they have these validator nodes and guardian nodes, and I know that this sounds complicated, but basically a validator node is people are familiar with staking coins and Ethereum projects like that. You're going to be able to stake your Theta, and that Theta you'll earn T-Fuel with it, which is the utility token. There's only going to be 1 billion Theta ever, and to even run one of these validator nodes you need 10 million Theta, and they already have 11 of them, or 14 of them, excuse me.
One of which is Google, right?
They're right on here somewhere. Actually, I could show you. Google, Sony, Samsung, right here. These are the enterprise validators at right now. Binance, Blockchain Gummy, Google, Sony, Samsung. They have partnerships with Microsoft. Is looking into it. They got a bunch of big. Verizon is another one. YouTube, the co-creator of YouTube, is on their board. The Twitch, the largest video game streaming thing on the planet, and you see how the world's kind of going because of, you know, current events and stuff like that. There's so much broadband being used. There's so much, and it's skyrocketed like 5x just this year. You get all the Zoom people and people working from home, and people schooling from home, and it's just blowing up.
So
Video games and Netflix and Hulu, and I mean, you name it, it needs broadband. So
my kids were really annoyed with me the other day because we were watching something on YouTube. I forget what it was, and or I say on YouTube, we were watching it on our Roku on YouTube. So it was blanking out like every 5 minutes we'd get a glitch, and it would have to load. And I kept saying, Theta's going to solve this. And like by the fifth time, they got really annoyed with me and told me to stop saying that.
right.
But it's cool. You know what? It's cool to be able to say, okay, well, this is a problem and I can actually see it in my own house,
Yeah, for sure.
and they're going to bring a solution to it. So again,
That's why
this
I'm
is a, this is
heavily
a, yeah, it's a utility. And that's pretty cool, like the electric company or something like that,
Yeah. So the validators will there's validator nodes, guardian nodes, and there will be what they call edge nodes. And the validators and the guardian nodes will actually mine T-fuel, and then they will sell that theta to the exchange, and which will be purchased by the video platforms such as like YouTube, Netflix, or whoever's using it. And that provides they'll provide that to the viewers, and it's a circle. So it's like T-fuel is kind of an inflationary token because they're you'll actually mine them, and then as people when you use it, they burn them. So there's a deflationary side of it and an inflation. It's a utility token.
Okay.
I think Theta is the real prize itself, and then the T-fuel's kind of.
So what will you be able to spend the T-fuel on? Is it something that you can just cash out and spend as fiat if you want to? You can swap it and buy other crypto with it? Is there going to be any like specific incentive to spend it on the Theta network?
Yeah, you'll be able to well, first of all, you can like reward streamers or
so like so we can get tips in T-fuel.
Sure, yeah, that.
Okay.
And they're gonna have it so you can buy and sell stuff on their platform. You'll probably be able to buy and sell like NFTs and stuff like that, I would think, through the video games. That they're huge into the video sports. What do they call it? Virtual sports or whatever.
Right.
That's a big thing, especially overseas. Some guys are right nuts about that stuff, and it's all run on here.
Right.
They're doing it, and they're doing it fast.
I checked out Theta TV the other day, and I didn't find anything that I liked, but I think if you're a gamer, it's probably a great place to go, because there's a bunch of dudes on there playing games, talking about the games that they're playing. So like that, it was kind of, I mean, it's neat for what it is. I'm not into that, but it was kind of cool to see.
Well, it just keeps growing. That's what it is right now. And they have NASA.
I saw that.
They're streaming their stuff on there, and then they got a partnership with the World Series of Poker, I believe, is on there. And I want to say Lionsgate. They got a couple partnerships just recently with big movie companies, and we'll yet to see what comes of that and what's going to happen. But these right here you can see that it's getting adopted clearly.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's all over and basically what it does is, let's say that this is how things work right now. That's a centralized server, and anytime that a video is streamed or whatever, it goes from that server directly to the person that's streaming it. And say you, me, and 10 others are watching one particular video. Every time that's centrally, you know what I mean? And it creates a bottleneck and so much congestion. What this does is people can run nodes And basically you're going to be able to ping off anybody that's closest to you that's watching or running that same platform. And by doing that, it makes it much more efficient, kind of like that whole 6 degrees of separation. I don't know if you ever read that book.
Yeah.
But but it does that, and it makes it much more efficient and cuts costs way down. And you can see, like, I'm going to click on one of the edge nodes, and you can see how the growth is.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
So those yellow dots, are those all users or?
They're all edge nodes,
Oh, edge nodes,
if
okay.
you were within that area, that is just like dispersed broadband. You know what I mean? And then you got these are the guardian nodes, but you can clearly, yeah, it's pretty wild, and it's getting big fast. Yeah. But as it is right now, they got there's only 14 validator nodes, and again, you have to have 10 million theta to start a validator, and at what's the current price? Like 8
8.5, I think.
Yeah, 841. Do the math on that.
Right.
You know, and them tokens, if you're looking for like an investment, why I kind of got into it and why I'm so interested in it at first is because with 10 million tokens per validator, that them coins and Theta itself, there's only 1 billion of them. So they stake them 10 million. Them 10 million that they're not going to come back to the market. You know what I mean?
Right. So that adds to the scarcity of the coin.
Right. And if, like, if you just let me do a little bit of math with you, if you got, they say between 20 and 30 validator nodes is what that they're going to stop at. So if you have 10 million times, they say between 20 and 30, so we'll say 25. You know, that's 250 million theta. That's a quarter of the whole market of theta tokens.
Wow.
That's just going to be consumed by these validators. That's not counting the guardian nodes. I don't have any plan on getting rid of mine. I'm gonna set up one of them guardian nodes. I'm gonna do myself right now. There's 3,253 guardian nodes running, so I'm gonna set one up. And
is that the same where you have to have a certain amount of theta to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta have at least 1,000 theta to do the guardian nodes, and I understand that that's getting out of people's reach as well. You know, that's a good chunk of change right there.
But still, so when you run a guardian node, you get rewarded in T fuel, right? So there is a return on. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And it's only gonna go up, you know, the theta.
And T fuel right now is relatively cheap. It's in the 30 cent range, right?
Yep.
It hasn't dropped below 30 yet.
No. T fuel is.
I have theta and I don't have T fuel, and I was kind of waiting.
31.5 cents.
Okay. When I was looking last, I think earlier this week, it was like 40 cents or above 40, something like that. So I was kind of waiting. I might buy some tonight. So did I see something?
The T fuel, I don't have really like any investment advice on it because I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't, you know what I mean? It could be valued at 5 cents or 50 cents. I don't know.
Right.
It's hard to say until you see it. How I do believe right here, you see you got 31 days. That's until they run the mainnet 3.0 and enter the T fuel staking. So I do believe long term, I can't give you any wisdom on it or whatever, but the people are going to be buying them up because you can stake them starting in here in about 31 days. You'll be able to stake the actual T fuel.
And you can make money off that too, right? When you stake it, you get a return.
Yeah, I really haven't looked I've been so consumed with the Guardian node that I didn't really look a whole lot into the
Right.
edge nodes.
Okay.
But they're already staking them now, but they go live soon. You know, there's 23,000 edge nodes running. There's 3,200 Guardian nodes and 14 validator nodes as of right now.
So I think I read today, are they also going to start an exchange as well?
Yeah, they're doing everything, man. You got the
Mhm.
NFTs and
They're just like they're like a layer cake of service. So
yeah.
so
And
question,
and they used to be a ERC20 token from Ethereum,
right?
and then they evolved into their own thing. And you can easily take stuff from Ethereum and move it to Theta blockchain.
That's good.
They're interoperable, like wicked easy.
Okay. So let's say it's the validator nodes that the companies run, right? Like I got that term right? Validator node. Okay.
Yep.
So do they hold control over the network in any way? Like if they don't like something that's going on in the network, can they manipulate or shut things down?
It's not there is a a bit of centralized stuff going on, but it's a broadband. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not. Theta is going to have their own validator, and they're going to be in control of most of the validating, and then other large companies are going to be in control. So yeah, there is going to be a sense of centralized, but I just from an investment point, I probably wouldn't. I don't know a whole lot about the smart contracts and all that stuff that's going to be run on here and how that's going to work and if it's safer or less safe from. I do know that the reason why it was so centralized with the validator nodes is the sole reason why they wanted a layer of Guardian nodes under that and then another layer under that.
Okay. There's some checking going on there. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Just had another question and I lost it. So basically, we're talking like Netflix, all this other stuff. So I asked you earlier over text, and then I told you I wasn't going to read the answer, so I can ask you on here. So 5G, right? 5G is supposed to give us better speeds. Does 5G make this obsolete?
Again, I'm no expert on all this stuff, but from what I've gathered and what I've understood is no. If anything, it just makes it better. See, if you're running everything from a centralized, there, as things are right now, when you have a centralized server and every transaction is coming from that and to that particular person, and then from there to the next particular person, to be able to send that out and have them people ping off each other and it just shortens everything and it makes it so much more efficient, so much quicker, and at much smaller cost. And how I tried to explain it is if somebody showed up at your job and was said that they could do that job 10 times faster than you could, and they'll do it for $2 an hour. You know what I mean? You probably just lost your job.
Fast and cheaper.
You know what I mean? So yeah, they're not a competitor to YouTube because everybody thought that this, it's kind of hard once you get that first mover, their advantage and all that stuff, and they already have all it. Like for a second social media website to come in and step in front of Facebook is highly unlikely now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, these guys aren't competing with them. They work with them.
Right.
That's why you got so many things going on.
There you go.
And you got people on the guys from Twitch, Microsoft, G Fuel, YouTube, Sony, and the list goes on and on and on and on of the partnerships. From an investment point of view, if you want a solid project to invest in, that's why I jumped in this one with both feet.
there's still a lot of room for growth, you think, in the token price and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when things start running. Like I said, right now, as of right now, I think 57% of all Theta is staked.
Wow.
And it's just going. And in comparison to kind of wrap your head, I think like 4% of Ethereum is staked.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's large. Okay. So if people want to buy Theta, we've talked about this before. You go on simpleswap.io and you can trade whatever you want for Theta within reason. I've run into a few problems with that on kind of peak hours. Like when you're trying to swap something out when everybody's on there, sometimes it says it's not available. But I did manage to get something on there. And at your suggestion on both, I'm also using the Trust wallet to store it in because Trust support.
That brings up another thing is there's a white paper. They have anyway, they everybody see that thing as well. They're gonna be you're gonna be able to put it on your ledger in the what's the one that you got? The
Trezor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be able to put on they're providing a platform for it like right off.
Great.
So
I've heard rumors about Exodus, but I haven't heard any confirmations on that. People are talking about it for sure though.
right.
It seems like this coin is talked about an awful lot for one that's not on, major exchanges. So
Yeah. Well, when I was talking about it, it was like number 400 on the.
now it's what, like 14 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's 15. Yeah, 15.
15. It's moving. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay. Well, I think, is there anything else you want to add or should we wrap it up?
No, I'm good, man.
Okay. So we will catch you folks next time. Remember, if you're going to use Voyager, please use our referral link and we will, of course, get that money back to you in the giveaway that we're doing. So like we said, 100 subscribers and we give away $100 in free Bitcoin. Be watching out. I think next we're going to talk about NFTs. So stay tuned.